Cancerians, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. Hope you guys are really well. So today is your 21 card love reading for the month of February, the month of Valentines. Yeah, so let's get straight on into it. Cancerians, Universe Spirit, what is coming in for the zodiac sign of Cancer in February in terms of their love lives? Can you show me Cancerians, please, in love? I'm just focusing fully on Cancerians. Show me Cancerians, the zodiac sign of Cancer, those born under the zodiac sign of Cancer, their sun, moon, rising. Those who are born under sun, moon, rising, zodiac sign of Cancer. What can you see coming in for their love lives in the month of February 2017? This is a 21 card Gypsy Tarot spread. So I need to see their mental and emotional area concerning love in February 2017. Their present situation in February 2017. Their hopes and desires for love. Their expectations. This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Any hidden factors that Cancerians are not seeing in February 2017 that may show up then or afterwards. Can you show me the immediate future concerning their love lives in February 2017? This is only for Cancer zodiac, only for the astrological sign of Cancer. I only want to see Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. That's all I want to see. I want to see the immediate future for love in February 2017 and the overall outcome. Show me. Right, so I've shuffled the cards. Pardon me, I'm in my dressing gown. It's very early morning. I start work really early, and unless I'm recording on screen or I'm doing personal readings, I tend to, especially if I'm not, I mean, you can probably see me through the table because it's glass, to be totally honest with you, but please don't think I'm being unprofessional, Cancerians. It's just that this is how I'm comfortable with recording in the very early mornings. I don't see the need to have makeup on and to, you know, to do these readings. I just like to be kind of comfortable and relaxed when I'm doing them. So we're going to lay the cards out. Yeah, just take a bit of time to shuffle and lay the cards, but I like to do everything so it's fresh, so you see exactly what's going on. Alright. But you guys know there should be something on the video that tells you when the video actually starts. So you can cut through anything you don't want and just go straight to the reading. I love the 21 card Gypsy spread. I think it's a really fascinating spread. Right, let's have a look at what's going on with you guys. All the cards are laid out lovely. Right, so let's have a look at what's going on in your mental and emotional state first. What's it around? Wow, the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is certainty. And this is a wonderful card to get the energies around your mental and emotional state, because it suggests some of you guys might have had a mental breakthrough. The Ace of Swords is one of those cards that talks about the truth. So when you get the Ace of Swords, you know it's the truth. Whether it's for good, whether it's for bad. When it's in the reverse, it means you're not facing up to the truth. Or it means that you're still stuck mentally on a certain page. You haven't moved on, you haven't progressed. When you get the Ace of Swords, it's all about mental progression. But it's also, you know, this is the brilliant thing with the Ace of Swords, and the brilliant thing with the tarot is it's so fascinating because, you know, even though this is a mental card, it also means that you take action, because swords mean action. And swords are, what's the word? Active energy. Alright, unlike cups and pentacles, which can be passive, swords and wands are very much about being active. So sometimes you'll get this card show up when somebody's literally doing something. This can be communicating. This can be, I need to find out what's happening here, so I think I'll make a phone call. Or I need to find out what's happening here, so I think I'll be quite abrupt and direct with someone. which is what the Ace of Swords is. Sometimes this is the breakthrough of an idea that comes to you that you start doing some work on. So sometimes this means enlightenment. It's like the Ace of Wands in a way. It's the Enlightenment card. It's a brilliant card to get. The funny thing is this is downturned for some reason, and it's not up. Usually on the Rider-Waite, it's up in the air, which is what I like about but it doesn't matter because the Ace of Swords, really, I'm just going on. I'm not going on what this card looks like. I'm going on what it's because if it was in the reverse, it would be in the upright, which is interesting, and I would have thought that they would have done it. Maybe the sword has been put down. So sometimes the Ace of Swords is also about acceptance of a situation. For me, when the sword is down, there's no need to fight anymore. When the sword is up, it's like I'm ready to swipe, I'm ready to fight, I'm ready to, I'm ready to pursue something here. I'm ready to act. The Ace of Swords is about acting on something, okay? And as I said, it can be usually verbally, communicative-wise, but to me, this is almost about an acceptance of something, maybe. Only because the sword is downturned for someone. I'm surprised that it's not in its, whatever it's called, in its cover. But the Ace of Swords is about mental clarity in the main. It's about the truth, finding the truth. When you get the Ace of Swords in reading, you've found something. Something's become very clear to you. Something has been solved. There's a mystery that's solved here with the card. So I feel the energies around your mental and emotional reading section in your love reading is all about certainty, the truth. You found something here. The energies are around finding something, whether this is your own mental clarity, whether this is even a soulmate. You can get this card showing up and say, yeah, you found someone. There's somebody that you found here, and it's true. And, it's a major breakthrough. We're going to see what your actual mental and emotional thoughts are, though, around this. Well, strength, and that's interesting. So the Ace of Swords can also mean severance. Alright, now the Strength card, it's weird because the tarot works on many levels, and it would be foolhardy to think that cards work on the one level, because they don't. The Strength card on the one hand, Cancerians, can be about, I'm restraining, I'm being strong. So you get this card showing up when somebody's had a breakup with someone, and they're needing to remain very, very strong inside. They're needing to be very, very collected about stuff, so they're not falling apart when you get a Strength card. So in one way it could be maybe the energies are around severance here with the Ace of Swords, and mentally you're being very, very strong. We won't know until we get that card there, because this card here should show why we've got this card here. So if we've got the Two of Cups, for example, here, then this strength is based on a relationship, and maybe it's fading through or sort of working its way through in the energies, the mental energies around your mental and emotional, that there has been a breakthrough. There's something quite solid here with the Ace of Swords. You found the one, you found the truth, which is because it's a card of certainty. If this is something to do with like Five of Cups or death, for example, then we know here that this should be that you are keeping it together, because there's been an ending here with the Death card, and therefore this might mean severance. We're going to see what the Strength card is based on. Well, that's interesting, because the reason that we've got Strength here is the Seven of Cups. I feel that you guys are looking for the one, because the Strength card is based on the Seven of Cups. Now, the Seven of Cups is a card about illusion. It might be for some of you guys that there was a relationship that was completely an illusion, because the Seven of Cups is based on what is not real a lot of the time. This can be a card where we are living in fantasy land. We're living in La La Land. Pardon the pun if you see the movie. It's not that great, by the way. But yeah, this can be where, you're living in La La Land. It's paradise. It looks like a paradise here. Alright, it can be paradise. I mean, maybe for some of you guys, you are in paradise. Seven of Cups is a very paradise-driven card. But also it represents the need to make a choice here. So maybe with the Strength card, some of you guys, mentally and emotionally, you're remaining very, very strong, very resilient to a situation here. Maybe it's based on the premise of having to make a choice with that Seven of Cups energy here. Seven of Cups is choice, it's illusion, it's daydream. Some of you guys might be being very strong, because maybe you have, you're looking at various options for love here, and you're holding on in there because you want to find, and therefore, the energies around your mental and emotional state, I feel for some of you guys, it might be that you have had a breakup potentially here. I don't think it's so much a breakup though, because the Seven of Cups is the reason for this card, and this would be that you have choices or options. Maybe you have a choice or an option, what way you want to go in terms of a relationship here. Maybe there has been something of a breakup for some of you guys. Ace of Swords being the energies around your mental and emotional state could say, well, it's something to do with severance. Okay? also to do with finding mental clarity, because maybe mentally and emotionally you're having to be quite strong, quite resilient, having to hold back on something. Maybe the Seven of Cups also represents temptation. So when you get the Seven of Cups, it's about being tempted to do something, to take something. Something looks very divine to you, to take one of these cups. Now, not one of these cups in the... And I forgot to mention, I'm using the Gilded Tarot. Sorry, I should have mentioned that. And I also should have mentioned, where is my head? It's probably because I got up really early. Before I carry on, after this reading, guys, you'll have an additional card, if you need it, by The Healing with the Angels by Doreen Virtue. There'll also be an additional advice card from the Romance Angels by Doreen Virtue. I also sometimes use Esther and Jerry Hicks Getting Into the Vortex, some advice by the universe if I feel that you need it, and also lastly Psychic Tarot of the Heart by John Holland if I feel you need it. So it just depends. If I feel that you guys need some additional advice from any one of those cards, I always use the Romance Angels for your additional advice, always, okay, always. But the other cards, it's just down to discretion and whether I think some of you guys are going to need that or not. But, you know, it could be that there's temptation. So mentally and emotionally, it might be for some of you guys, you know, you have that mental clarity, the mental certainty, could be the energy here, in which some of you guys are holding back, potentially with the Strength card. And that's based on the idea that maybe there's just too much temptation out there. But while you're holding back, some of you guys might be doing that. Some of you guys, it might be a relationship that you'd have a choice to make. And some of you guys, it might be strength. Determination is also another word that we can affiliate with strength. So mentally and emotionally with strength, you're determined, you're very focused, you're very passionate about something here. And it could be, you know, with the Seven of Cups, you've got options. There's a lot of daydreaming going on, a lot of wishful thinking going on, and you're determined to have, the energies are about having a breakthrough. So some of you guys might be going out there, making your presence known, you know, showing people who you are, showing what you're made of, because there's lots of choices out there, and you know that there's somebody you could find. It just depends. Let's have a look at what's going on in your present situation, Cancerians. Oh, well, that's interesting. So, could be that there is energies of severance in terms of love in February 2017, because it just depends what these are, though, because Tarot is not a bad card in itself. It just isn't. It has a reputation of being a really nasty, nasty card, but sometimes this can be where you're crying just tears and tears and tears. Sometimes this card can be where you reach an epiphany, a moment of enlightenment. Sometimes this is definitely chaos, where something happens and it's unexpected and it completely rocks your world. Sometimes this is somebody who's got a bad temper, for example, is the Tower card. Seeing this show up for somebody who's got a bad temper. Sometimes this is where somebody is revealing something to you. It has also, this is what I'm saying with the Tarot, it's a very, very, very difficult tool at the best of times, and you've really got to know how to interpret these cards when you need to interpret them in a certain way, because they don't always fall into the one meaning. And any tarot reader that tells you that the one meaning stands with any one of these cards is a liar, and he's not telling the truth, or they're not doing their job properly. Because this I do when I started tarot, and even up until this day, I always do general readings on myself. I don't have a particular question. I just say, universe, just show me what you need to show me. I'll go through my day, and sure enough, those things will show up, and I'll write it down in my book and go, so death can mean this then as well, or the Tower can mean this then as well. It's a good way to do it as a tarot reader, is just to you don't have anything in mind, just read something generally, do a Celtic cross reading, whatever that is, see how things allude to you, if they don't make sense, and say, okay, because it helps you to broaden your perspective on the cards. It certainly does for me anyway. So the Tower is the energy around you. So for some of you guys, it could be a breakup here with the Tower. Some of you guys, it could be sex. The Tower can mean an ejaculation, for example. It's a very sexual card. For some of you guys, it could mean the revelation, communication going on. The general energies are around the Tower. And this always pretty much represents an internal or an external shift happening within one's world here. What is your actual present situation, though? Well, there we go, the Eight of Swords. That's an interesting reading. The Eight of, so these mental and emotional, this must be, for some of you guys, it will be the energies is potentially some form of severance. Or, the swords usually mean to cut out. So you get anything like a Page of Swords, Queen of Swords, King of Swords, Knight of Swords. They can be quite aggressive cards, They can mean I cut you dead. Or, do you know what I mean? They can mean I cut you out of my world without even a second thought. The swords are usually quite aggressive, in my opinion. They're quite cold characters, or they can be if you piss them off. So, the Ace of Swords means, some of you guys might be starting to see the truth of a matter, and therefore mentally and emotionally with strength, you're needing to be quite resilient, quite strong in how you're feeling, how you're dealing with the situation, because maybe the situation here is based on you guys having choices. Why is that? Maybe the energies around your personal situation are about a major shift. A breakup could be for some of you. I know that it's a February reading, and please don't jump out your pram. If you're a perfectly good relationship, then good on you. Carry on. Please, please, please do. And don't, take this to heart, because it is just a general reading, okay? But some people might actually, and this looks like some of you guys have been in a relationship here to me. It just looks that way, or else why are we getting all these cards show up here? And therefore, mentally and emotionally, and maybe this is why mentally and emotionally here, the Strength card. Maybe the need to kind of just resist for a moment because you've got choices to make. Maybe something's going on here and you don't want to rush too much into kind of getting rid of someone or ending a relationship, because in the present, Eight of Swords shows up, and the Eight of Swords, let's be honest about it, who knows? I mean, no, I don't do all these kind of like sexual readings. I've never done that, and that's fine. A lot of readers do very sexual readings, and the Eight of Swords will mean bondage and all this type of shit. But I don't do, it's just not for me. I don't read like that, okay? So that's not for me. I read on emotions and feelings and that type of thing, and that's just fine and dandy for me. But the Eight of Swords, is a card that says, I feel mentally restricted, or I feel literally feeling trapped. So some of you guys in the present might be feeling trapped, because maybe you've got a decision to make, which is why you're holding back a little bit here. You know what the truth is. The Ace of Swords shows up as a general energy and says you come to a point of enlightenment here with this card. But the but the mental and emotional section is saying that you need to have strength because or you're feeling that you need to have strength, and that's because you've got choices to make. Energies around present situation are showing a major shift. Could be a breakup within a relationship. It could also be, clear, outspoken dialogue, because we've got two cards that can represent dialogue here, Tower and the Ace of Swords. And maybe in the present this leaves you even more confused. The Ace of Swords often means to be confused and to be frustrated. What's the Ace of Swords based on though, Cancerians? Well, it's the Page of Cups, so that's interesting. The Page of Cups means the communication, but it's the communication of the loveliest kind. For some of you guys, it might be a water sign, Cancer, and this is you. I mean, you can be this Page of Cups here. Could be on what you say or what you deliver, but often the Page of Cups can also be an immature lover, so maybe there's an immature individual here around some of you guys. But this is also the card about loving communication. There's nothing bad with this card. It doesn't show a devil or anything like that. It can either be that I feel that, it seems to me the energies around your personal lives are something of maybe a split, I don't want to say the word ending, but this is the card that represents like a shift in a relationship. Often a breakup, an ending is the Tower of a relationship. In which, and this is the energy, so he's not saying it's happening, but it's the energies, it's the vibe of what you're feeling in the present situation for some of you Cancerians. And that seems to be leaving you feeling like, shit, I don't know what to do. I feel so kind of caged in around this. And maybe that's because with the Page of Cups, somebody's being really sweet to you. For some of you guys, you might actually like the person that you're seeing or the person that you're with, but it might just be, well, I don't really know whether I want to continue this, because they're not really exactly what I want as an individual. They're really lovely, because it is this, you're trapped here. I feel the energies are the Eight of Swords because of the Page of Cups. Now, this is either whereby in the present it could be an air sign that some of you guys are dealing with, and maybe this is the air sign's feelings, and maybe this is you. Maybe you're being too nice and the air sign doesn't know what to say to you, or this will be you, and you're kind of like, this person's really sweet, they're really nice, they're always buying me flowers, they're really lovely and all the rest of it, but it's just not what I want, really. And it could be also that mentally and emotionally, this is why you're facing up to the truth, with the energies being around your mental and emotional state, and that's why your strength here. It is the strength to know exactly what you want. You're quite certain of exactly what you want. And that's because maybe some of you guys have got other options as well with this Seven of Cups. So it plays out in all sorts of ways. What are your hopes and desires for love in the month of February 2017, Cancerians? Well, its focus is around the Magician, and that's an excellent card because the Magician says, being the energies, that, you know, I want to start something new. I want something magical. I want something powerful. Some of you guys might want a Magician, especially if the person that you're with is all sweetness and light and possibly quite young. Maybe for some of you guys, it might be, well, I want a man or I want a woman, you know, I want someone who's mature, somebody who's got the gift of the gab, somebody who makes me feel all fired up when they speak, which is what the Magician is. The Magician, when you get this card, it means, you know, any one of these cards, any one of the cards like Magician, Emperor, Empress, Hierophant, High Priestess, Hermit, all of those face cards on the majors can be people in our everyday life. It doesn't just mean an energy around you, it can literally show up for a person. So as a person, the Magician would be a highly charismatic, very dynamic person. Somebody can make this is a mover and a shaker. It can make something happen just like that. It's got all of the charisma, all the tools, all the experience, all the talent. Highly talented individual is the Magician. All right, it's got everything it needs to make something happen. So the energies are around for your hopes and desires. A Magician could be a type of person that you're looking to come into your world. The energies are around this type of individual some of you guys might want, but it also might be the energies are around making something happen or creating a new reality or having a soulmate come in, for example. Magician can often be very much related to a soulmate relationship. This is one that has great potential, great magic. It's one where there is great, you know, anything can happen with a Magician relationship, but it's a very, very powerful relationship when it starts. Let's have a look what your actual hopes are, though. Well, the Page of Swords is interesting. Some of you guys might be hoping, I mean, it's another page, though, this is the thing. Page of Swords as a hope is often a card that refers to initiating something. So some of you guys might be hoping to initiate an idea around something. We want to see if this is a Two of Cups or something like that. Let me have a quick sneak peek. Oh, yeah. Well, it's not a Two of Cups, but it's definitely a love card that's showing here. Your hopes are to initiate something here. When you get the Page of Swords, it means to initiate, it means to act. Okay, it means to pursue, it means to strike. Okay, so it might be the hopes are for another individual. It might be a sword, an air sign, especially if this is an air sign here. As I've said, the personal situation might be to do with an air sign, Eight of Swords. Maybe this person doesn't know what they want and the energies are around some form of a breakup. Maybe this air sign, or it doesn't have to be, but somebody in your world doesn't know what they want. And it's based on the Page of Cups energy. Why they don't want it. Is it that you are being too nice, Cancerians? Or is it that this person is simply too immature to deal with a relationship, for example? Alright, maybe this person's too flirtatious, or maybe sometimes it's a terrible thing in a way sometimes to get that Page of Cups in a love reading, because this is somebody who has a certain idealistic romanticism about love, but when they have to face up to the reality of a relationship, they don't want to be there, they don't want to get into it, you know, they like it all when it's at the beginning stages of a relationship, they're loving it, absolutely loving it, they're enjoying it, alright? But when it gets into that relationship, they don't want it. That's the problem with the Page of Cups. This person can be awfully immature. They don't know how to deal with mature relationships. So it might be that you're dealing with someone who can't deal with a mature relationship here, Cancerians. And therefore, you know, the energies around your hopes and desires of the Magician. You want something magical. You want it powerful. You know, you want a man, not a boy. You want a woman, not a girl. You know, that type of thing. But the hopes are, I feel the energies are around, perhaps this can be starting over again. This can be manifesting a true love with the Magician. But your hopes are maybe either to start initiating something new. Maybe, because the Magician also is where, it's a very interesting card as the Magician. But this is also a card that has shown up many a time when you're having the most amazing fantasy, is the Magician. So the Magician is a very mental card. So what the Magician does is what the Magician thinks about. It's a law of attraction card as well. So what you visualise and you think about, you tend to try and bring about with the Magician, okay? It says that you've got everything that you need to make something happen in your world. But first you've got to start the visualisation process. In fact, the Magician is no certainty, Cancerians, of manifesting anything, because this is really where it starts with a thought, which is why it's card number 1 in the tarot, is the Magician. Alright, it's the beginning, and it rules the aces, this does. So we know that the Magician represents a seed of something as well, but on a magnificent level. So some of you guys, the energy might be around a lot of visualisation, and through that visualisation, with the Page of Swords, you're looking to strike out. Alright, some of you guys, it might be you're hoping for some form of communication here. And that could be because you're in love, the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups means to be in love. So it might be that you're wanting this, especially if this is an air sign person or somebody who's awfully restricting or holding themselves back. Maybe they're too immature to deal with mature relationships. It might be that you are hoping for communication. And that's based on love, somebody expressing how they feel. So some of you guys, you might be hoping that someone's going to express how they feel to you. You know, it might be that this is somebody else. Strength card might not be you. It might be that you're needing to be strong, but it also might be that the mental and emotional state is that, you know, well, I need to be strong because, and it's based on options. Maybe somebody else has got options, Seven of Cups. Maybe somebody else is very tempted, who knows? Maybe this is where the clarity comes in here. Could be an air sign person, potentially, that Page of Swords. Still a boy, still a child, really, young. But this is also communication with the Page of Cups. You want somebody to initiate, provoke, and you know, when you get the Page of Swords, it's about provoking an argument or provoking a conversation. So you might be hoping that this person here, especially if this is somebody who's holding back on you, Cancer, wants to provoke a communication thing because it's based on them opening up to you, telling you that they are in love with you. You know? Because they're not showing it here if it is someone. If this is you, then, you know, you don't want something from someone, I feel. And therefore your hopes are to start initiating something here. Alright? Because of the Ace of Cups. It might be that you want a fresh start in terms of love. But the Ace of Cups usually means to be in love, or it means the starting of to acknowledge feelings. You might be wanting to initiate something here because you're acknowledging how you feel with the Ace of Cups. But it's feeding through to the general energies around this, being the Magician. And this is starting all over again. Or this might indeed be somebody else in the frame. What are your expectations? Well, the Three of Wands. So it's around looking to the future and not to the past. Three of Wands can mean many things. It can mean that we are waiting for something to happen. We've invested in a certain idea. So these two wands are what this person's invested in. And now they're waiting with this third one for the cargo to come back. You know, they've basically developed a business or something like that with the Two of Wands. And they have now put this business out there and they're saying, right, I'm waiting for my money to come back from my previous investment. But usually this is also a card that says, you know what, this is a relationship, the Two of Wands, that's in the past, and I'm looking to the future now. So some of you, the energies might be around looking to the future, okay, which is why, for some of you guys, this might be you. All right, it could be somebody else. If it is somebody else, your expectations might be that this person is looking elsewhere. The energies are around that. What are you expecting, though, in terms of love? The Empress. You might be expecting a new relationship. You're expecting someone who's beautiful, sassy, gorgeous. This is a card that says that you're expecting to have prosperity and great abundance, a long-term love, a long-lasting relationship with this Empress card. So if some of you guys are looking ahead, the energies are around looking ahead, what you're expecting is to have a long-lasting, very fruitful relationship. But it's interesting because I feel that if you're in love with this card here, this initiation card of the Page of Swords or communication card with a particular person or an air sign, is because you're already in love. It's the Ace of Cups. All right, some of you guys are already in love with someone here. But the energies are around a Magician. So this might be somebody other than what's going on here, potentially. All right, some of you guys might not want something that's going on here. And you might be looking at somebody else because you're expecting the Empress. If there is somebody else, and I feel it's pretty sure that you are, because the Ace of Cups means to be in love often. It means I'm acknowledging how I feel about a particular person. I'm starting to really understand and I'm starting to really feel the development of those feelings, which is what the Ace of Cups often means. And we can see the Page of Swords is your hope. Page of Swords is the hope, is I'm hoping to communicate or initiate something or act on something, and that's because of the Ace of Cups. If you get a Page of Swords and the Two of Cups, you're looking to initiate a long-term relationship with someone, to build a stronger relationship with someone. Well, it's not really any difference with that Ace of Cups. You want to communicate, I feel, how you feel. Some of you guys are hoping that you can communicate how you feel. And that's because the energies are around a Magician. I feel that this might be somebody else here. Because some of you guys are feeling restricted. Could be about a breakup of a relationship. Energies are around a breakup, shift, Tower. And therefore the present is showing feeling a little bit, entrapped. This can also be the energies are, well, I realise something here, and maybe some of you guys are already in a relationship and you realise it's not the right thing for you, for some of you. And therefore the present situation shows, well, I feel really trapped and quite restricted in this because, and it's based on the notion of the Page of Cups, and the Page of Cups might be that some of you guys are actually, because you're looking towards, if you see this, Cancerians, this Page of Cups, I look at the interaction as well, and I'm looking at this Page of Swords also kind of looking in the direction. So this page wants to say something to the Empress. Alright, so this is communication here, the hopes of the communication. And what you expect is the Empress. So you probably expect some form of reciprocation of feelings. You're expecting that through this communication, through this initiation, something wonderful is going to open up, something long-term, wonderful, beautiful, something that's quite bountiful, that's quite fruitful in terms of a relationship is going to start to develop here. Alright, and that's because the energies are around a Magician here in your hopes. And around your expectation is the Three of Wands. So maybe some of you guys are actually waiting for someone here, this Magician, this person here. Because mentally and emotionally, the energies are around the Ace of Swords. And in the present situation, it's around the Tower. So I feel that there has been some clarity or mental clarity that's come to you around maybe some form of a breakup here or ending or something of a relationship in which mentally and emotionally you're having to remain very, very strong. Because in the present, some of you guys might be feeling slightly restricted. And the reason for that, in the mental and emotional, is you have options here. You have choices to make. Seven of Cups. And around the present situation, it would seem with the Page of Cups that it's this entrapment is based on the Page of Cups. Perhaps you're communicating with somebody else here. And you want to communicate how you feel. You can see we've got two pages, Page of Swords and Page of Cups, both a communication card. And they're kind of circling this ace here. They're both about communicating how you feel. Alright, now it's interesting because why do we have pages that are one is a cup and one is a sword? Well, how can they both mean communication? They must mean communication in a different way. Well, Page of Cups is about communicating feelings, expressing how you feel. But it can also be about somebody who's quite immature. And the Page of Swords is about being very direct in terms of love. But also it's about initiation, as I've said. You've got an idea. It's like the ace. It holds the ace again, holds the Ace of Swords. And it's about striking out on those things. And here, the commonality is we've got an ace. But your expectations is the Empress as a result of actions. That this is going to be a long, fruitful, very bountiful relationship. And why is that? What is the Empress based on? Well, it's interesting. The Five of Pentacles shows up. The reason that you are expecting the Empress is because of the Five of Pentacles. And I feel that this is because of an ending. I'm just getting the sense that you recognise, some of you guys, that a relationship is not worth it, or a relationship has reached the end of its, the end of its line. The Five of Pentacles can sometimes mean, well, I support my partner, or you support each other. It's another one of those difficult cards, because sometimes Five of Pentacles means, I don't share any common ground with a partner, or I've not seen somebody in quite a while, or sometimes it can mean I support you, I'm there with you, I love you, through thick and through thin. But I feel that you're expecting the Empress because I don't see anywhere else that there is a support thing going on here. So I feel it's because you're out in the cold, maybe with a prior partner, for some of you Cancerians here. And there's somebody new, I think it might be this Magician person I'm looking at here. What are any hidden factors showing up in the month of February 2017? Well, the energies are around making choices, the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles often shows up when you have to weigh things up. Okay, you have to make choices. Alright, you have to look at things realistically. Every time I do recordings, this bloody tractor runs around the corner, disturbing my peace. And it's, really, really early. I can't believe they're out so early with this bloody tractor. Anyway, yeah, the energies are around somebody having to make some form of a choice here, because you've got the Two of Pentacles here. But what's the actual thing that you're not seeing? So what you're not seeing is passion. This is a new relationship that you're not seeing coming in. But the energies is somebody has to make a choice around this. So what you're not seeing is that there is the start of a new passionate relationship, often when this shows up with the Ace of Wands. And what's this based on? The Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so it could be for some of you guys, you're Cancer. It could be that what you're not seeing is that there is a great passion or something, maybe with another sign. Maybe this is why somebody's weighing up two people. Could be you. Usually get you to Two of Pentacles. Somebody's weighing you and somebody else up. They're weighing up two relationships. So it could be that maybe what you're not seeing is someone. Maybe this person that you're interested in. And maybe that's why we've got the Seven of Cups going on here. All right, maybe it's somebody else's choice to make and you're having to kind of hold on in there maybe. All right. And maybe this person has two choices. And what you're not seeing is there is great passion. And that could be with the Queen of Pentacles energy. An earth sign. Usually a Capricorn person here. Cancerians. Alright? Because you're expecting the greatest relationship of all time. But what you're not seeing is it might be that somebody else is kind of not just playing with you. But they're looking at somebody else. And they've got great passion. It could be for an earth sign individual. And that's not what you're seeing. Alright? It's interesting because if you're waiting here, if the energy is around your expectation that you're waiting, and what you're expecting is for a relationship to be great and to be bountiful. The Empress for me isn't usually connected with a reunion card though. But you're expecting the Empress because of the Five of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles represents relationships that are distant often. So are you expecting to have this relationship, this love of a lifetime with the Empress card here? Because maybe you've blocked somebody else out. And is this person the person who's the Ace of Swords? Or is it you? Do you see what I mean? Are you the person that's blocked them out or somebody blocking out you? But there's an energy here that says that you're getting rid of one thing and you're looking to entertain another. But I think that the other thing that you are entertaining, it could be that the other person you might be entertaining, Cancerians, it might be that they're already involved with somebody else. It's a little bit of a mess, to be honest with you, in terms of, I feel some of you guys looking at somebody else other than what you have. Because it seems that that person isn't particularly free or available. They've got their eye maybe on the Queen of Pentacles. Often when you get other court cards showing up, it means other people are involved in the situation. Alright? I feel you want to communicate how you feel. Page of Swords, communication. And the Ace of Cups is about feelings. So you might be looking to communicate. You know, your hopes and desires are based around the Magician energy. And that is, you know, to start something new. Alright? To start creating this magical, wonderful manifestation is also the Magician. So the energies are around manifesting a relationship here. And that comes through the hopes being, well, I'm hoping that we can communicate now. Because it's based on feelings, Ace of Cups. I feel a certain way about this person, and I'm sure this person feels a certain way about me. And therefore what I'm expecting, well, it's based on the Three of Wands here. This is no longer looking to the future. This is now longing for something to come to you. Because you're invested with the Two Wands behind you here. And therefore you're expecting the Empress. You are expecting the Empress is probably, it's my most favourite card in the tarot. I think it's an incredible card. You know, this is a card about bringing things to fruition. When it comes to love, it's the most beautiful, nurturing, bountiful, luxurious type of love that you can get, but it's based on the notion of the Five of Pentacles. So you're expecting the Empress, and that's because of the Five of Pentacles. You're either expecting somebody to leave, maybe because they're locked out of a relationship here, or you're expecting this relationship to grow because you're no longer interested in somebody else. But I feel that what you're not seeing, Cancerians, is that this person that you're interested in, and I think it might be either a fellow water sign or a fire sign fellow water sign or an air sign maybe showing up here. Alright? Doesn't have to be there, but I think it might be one of those two. You know, this person's already, it could also be an earth sign because the person's got the pentacles. Sometimes it's an earth sign. So it could be that this person's already kind of juggling you and somebody else. And what you're not seeing is the Ace of Wands. Great passion, probably sexual activity, something like that. And that could be with somebody else, the Queen of Pentacles. It could be with an earth sign. So you might not be the only person in the frame in February 2017, Cancer. Let's have a look at the immediate future, what that's around. So, oh, wow, that's incredible. So the Lovers. Now, the immediate future, the energies are around unions, partnerships, great attraction, soulmate, twin flame energy with the Lovers card, but also it can be around the need to having to make a choice on something here. And what's the actual immediate future saying? Well, there is an opportunity here. There is an opportunity. So maybe this is somebody that this person's just sort of, you know, having a little dalliance with, or just kind of, you know, because the energies are around somebody having to make a choice. And what you're not seeing is this person might feel great lust or passion, and it could be for a Queen of Pentacles, but maybe, just maybe, the immediate future is saying, you know, the energies will be around you and this individual. Great soulmate connection, great bond, great twin flame connection with that Lovers card as well. It's just a really strong union where two people are feeling love. The energy's coming in. The immediate future is showing an opportunity. Ace of Pentacles usually shows up when it's saying, you know, there is the start of a realisation here as well when you get the Ace of Pentacles, all right? So this is more than the Ace of Cups. This is where I'm starting to really feel something quite strong and long-lasting. And this can also be what I'm being made. There's an opportunity that is being offered to me with the Ace of Pentacles. What's this Ace of Pentacles based on? Well, Justice, which is good. Got two soulmate cards here, the Lovers and Justice. Both cards represent soulmate energies. And, you know, Justice being the card for me that says, you know, you have your other half there, the person that completes you. They make you feel whole. So this opportunity here is based on justice, and that's a decision that's being made as well with the Justice card, an opportunity that is being offered. But also we have to be careful, because the Ace of Pentacles can say, well, I'm starting to realise it's the start of a resolution, and that's based on justice. All right, it's based on what I know to be right and what I know to be fair. So we have to be careful how we explain these cards, because sometimes the Lovers is the choice card. So the energies are around making choices. And in the immediate future, for some of you, it could be with the Ace of Pentacles, where there is the start of a resolution, which this card can mean here, because of justice. Maybe you find out about this person here, for example. Let's have a look what the overall outcome is, though. Well, it's good. Energies are around positivity, the Sun, optimism, renewal of friendships, relationships. But the Nine of Wands is the overall outcome, and that is the Nine of Wands is about perseverance and struggle. It's never a great card to get for love, because it means that you're having to fight against the odds to make it through on a situation here. It means I'm tired and I'm exhausted and I don't know whether I can carry on. And what's that founded in? There we go, the Four of Swords. The need to retreat and think about the relationship. So I feel that this is more about the start of a realisation here, and that's based on justice. All right, I feel the Lovers is more a card that says I need to make a choice. So the immediate future in February, Cancer, is about making choices with that Lovers card in terms of this relationship, and that's manifesting, because this is the energies. It's manifesting as the immediate future, saying the Ace of Pentacles, and I feel that this is more about the start of a realisation with this Ace of Pentacles because of justice. Justice has been served, all right? You've kind of reached that point of knowing when you get justice, completion. It's just like if you're in a courtroom and the jury rules on a particular case and he says, right, that is, justice is the finality of something here. So justice is the big decision that's being made here. You know, I feel that it's a very interesting reading, and it's a little bit of a complicated one as well, because on the one hand, you know, we're going to go through it quickly again just to kind of get it down pat, but on the one hand, it seems that some of you guys don't want someone, or somebody doesn't want you. And on the other, it seems like there's somebody new about. But it looks like that person may already have somebody as well. They might be looking at somebody. And therefore, you know, in the immediate future, there is the need to look at things with open eyes and look at things for what they are, as far as I can see, Cancerians, in this reading. And because the outcomes, I mean, the good thing is... you know, the Sun is the energies around the overall outcome. And this says it's positive, but it also says the Sun says clarity comes to you. And enlightenment is that Sun card. And that's because the overall outcome is, well, you know, it's just too much of a headache. It's just too much stress. So when you get the Sun card, it can really highlight certain areas. And, you know, why am I trying so hard with this card here, Nine of Wands? You know, I'm trying hard to make something work with a particular person, but, you know, the Nine of Wands is based on the overall outcome, this Four of Swords, and it might be with the Four of Swords, you know what? Well, the overall outcome is the Nine of Wands. I'm trying so hard on this. I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of kind of like always making the initial steps, or always trying to make something work with this individual, especially when this person is never around, Four of Swords, or this person doesn't contact me, Four of Swords, or this person seems bored, Four of Swords. Or this person's always, you know, got something else. And this can also be, yeah, well, I've contemplated this. I've really had time to take time. I've had time to sit down and really think about the energies. Okay, so therefore I feel that there are two people maybe involved with you guys. Some of you guys in February 2017, Cancerians, all right? For some of you guys, if you're in a relationship with someone and you're in a marriage and stuff, it's good because you've got the Ace of Pentacles, which can be a proposal, for example. And that's because of justice, wanting to make things more official. It is based on the overall thing of being the lovers, being in love. So that's a good thing here. The overall outcome is good because it shows optimism and the need to continue, especially if you've been having problems here with the Eight of Swords in the marriage, and the energies are around a breakup here, or, you know, this can be guilt as well with the Eight of Swords. So, you know, we're going to try and read it two ways, I think. The first way to say is if you are single and getting involved with someone, or you've been involved with someone, I feel that there's mental clarity here, mentally and emotionally feeling stronger, feeling more determined, and that's because it's based on the Seven of Cups. It could be that somebody has other options that they're looking at here. Somebody is very, very tempted. They can't be trusted with that Seven of Cups. It can be because you're needing to make choices here. But in the present situation, the energies are around breakups, and they're around epiphanies and revelations, and that in the present has got you on lockdown with the Eight of Swords, because the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups can be, you know, this could be an air sign, or this could be a partner who feels on lockdown here, maybe because of something you're doing with that Page of Cups energy. Some of you guys might be coming on a little bit too, you know, puppy dog eyes, that type of thing, and maybe this is just some cold, hard bastard that we're dealing with here that doesn't like it, that can't cope with it, that doesn't want it because they got other options. For some of you guys, it could literally, I feel, be that maybe some of you are feeling trapped, maybe because there is an immature person. They like the nice little bits of the relationship that start out, you go for dinner, you have great sex, all the rest of it, but when it comes to literally settling down, this Page of Cups won't want to do it. It's just the way that the Page of Cups is. And therefore, what you're hoping for, well, the Magician is around that. And you know what? You might feel that you're the magician here, Cancer. I can do this. I can make it work. I've got everything that they want. Magician, I've got everything that they want. It's got the cup, it's got the wand, it's got the sword, it's got the pentacle. It's got every single bit of what it needs to be, what you need to be human, or what makes us human, you know. It's got the emotional nous. It's got the cleverness of the swords, the mental agility. It's got the, you know, the excitement and the motivation of the wands, and it's got the know-how of the pentacles. So you know, some of you guys, it might be a case of, well, you know, this person's been a little bit iffy with me, sort of thing. And for some of you guys, that Magician might be, well, around your hopes. I've got everything. I've got it going on. I've got all of the gift of the gab to make this happen, which is what the Magician is. And therefore, your hopes are to communicate, maybe, with that Page of Swords, how you feel with the Ace of Cups. But it can also be, if this is somebody else on lockdown, possibly an air sign, you might be hoping that an air sign here will express or initiate or communicate maybe how they're truly feeling. Because what you're expecting is, Cancer, you know, the energies might be around that you've been waiting a long time for something here, and you're expecting the Empress, that this relationship actually is greater than what it is. You know, it's going to be great, it's going to flourish, it's going to build. And that's because of the Five of Pentacles energy. Now, for some of you guys, it might be with that Five of Pentacles energy you don't trust. You look at the difference between these cards here, especially if some of you guys are trying to hold on to a particular person here who seems a little bit too out there, or a little bit kind of not so interested. For some of you guys, you might be expecting the Empress, and that's because of the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles might be where you're thinking you two are in it for good, or, you know, for in sickness and in health with that Five of Pentacles. It might also be that because you feel that you've been locked out, maybe if I communicate and say how I feel, then this person will come back to the fold, that type of thing. All right? For some of you guys, if it's you that's blocking somebody out here with these cards, this could easily be, I feel, around your hopes that there is a Magician here. There's somebody who's driving you crazy, potentially. They're charismatic, they're beautiful, they're intelligent, they're everything that you could possibly want. They really kind of get your mind going. And therefore, you want to communicate maybe how you feel, because your expectations are, well, it's around looking to a new life, a new relationship with that Three of Wands. You're not looking to the past where you felt like you were struggling around someone here. you're looking to the future now, and therefore you're expecting to, bring up a great relationship, nurture a great relationship with a great person. All right, and that's because of the Five of Pentacles. Finally, you've locked someone out. There's somebody around here that you've blocked out. So this is where the two people factor could potentially come in. What you don't know for some of you guys, though, is that the person that you are entertaining, especially I feel, this isn't if you've blocked this person out. This is if you want this person, I feel. This person might already be juggling with a couple of options, you and somebody else, because they feel great passion. What you're not seeing is it could possibly also be a relationship, a passionate relationship with a Queen of Pentacles. So they might already be seeing somebody here with these cards. Or they're feeling something passionate for somebody else. Okay? Some of you guys, it could be what you're not seeing is that there is going to be a choice that you're going to need to make, because you might develop a new relationship with an earth sign individual. So that could be the other thing, that you don't know that this person's coming in for some of you people. Could be Capricorn. In the overall outcome, we do have the Lovers, and that I feel that this is, especially if you're the ones, guys, who are feeling blocked out from a particular person. This Lovers is about making a choice, because I feel that in the immediate future, your eyes are going to be very open with that Ace of Pentacles, and that's because of justice. And justice means I understand. I understand what's going on here now. I've seen the evidence with my own eyes. Okay? So I feel that you make a decision here. And therefore the overall outcome shows, well, it's positive, it's good. And you know why it's good? Because I feel that the overall outcome shows you guys understanding. This is a bit of a struggle. Especially if somebody's not as open with you. Or if they're a little bit, refrained from speaking. They're not communicating with you as much, Four of Swords. There's a little bit of apathy to them. But this can also be based on your own thinking and your own contemplation around the situation here. Either way, it puts you definitely in control of something here in the month of February 2017, Cancerians. I feel that if you're in a couple, yeah, you might be going through some stuff. You've got the Eight of Swords and the Present and the Tower, which is the energy around that. Okay. Possibly, I don't know, partners can be immature with the Page of Cups energy here, but, you will be wanting to communicate how you feel. Okay, some of you, the energy is around starting over again. You've already built a foundation with that Magician card. You just need to communicate how you feel here. And you're expecting, some of you guys might be expecting a pregnancy, who knows. Empress shows up here as in your expectations. But it's because of the Five of Pentacles, and that's an interesting card. I don't think it's pregnancy. I feel you're expecting to... build on a relationship here if you're with someone here. You've been in a long-term relationship, you're doing it now, and that's because of the Five of Pentacles. Maybe there's a realisation of missing someone or feeling out in the cold, and therefore it makes you stronger maybe. But what you're not seeing is maybe this person, I don't know, I don't want to say. Some of this will apply to you if you're in a relationship, like a really committed one, and some won't. Alright? I'm just wondering if any of you are expecting a pregnancy. We do have an Empress and an Ace of Wands conception. You get Emperors and Aces together and it's the conception of a baby, pregnancy, and they are side by side. Some of you guys might be expecting some form, but somebody might be pregnant here. Who knows? Maybe you were distanced from each other for a while and that's when it happened. Could be maybe pregnancy, this Empress, Ace of Wands with the Queen of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, could be for some of you guys if you have been if you are in a committed relationship, or a relationship that's kind of like in a bit of a decline, that somebody's gone and got somebody else pregnant. Who knows? These cards are kind of alluding to it. But either way, if you are in a committed relationship, there is a renewal of vows here. Ace of Pentacles, renewal of proposal, i.e. I really love you, I really care about you, let's go out for dinner. Usually Ace of Pentacles and stuff is about paying for dinner, it's paying money, that type of thing. Doing things together, where money is intrinsic to that. The Lovers is the energies around that. Union, marriage, love, togetherness, completion. And that's based on the notion of justice. Okay, so this is committed relationships here. So if you're in a committed relationship and things have been a bit awry, I feel that it'll be okay. I'm sensing it will be okay, because the overall outcome is you're just going to carry on trying. 9 of Wands means I carry on trying, and that's because of the 4 of Swords energy. Maybe some of you guys have thought about it and it's feeding through to the Sun. Well, you know, better the devil I know than the devil I don't. This person's my husband, this person's my wife, this person I've been with for 7-10 years. You know, it's been a struggle, but I'm going to stick by this person because I love them, that type of thing. So it's interesting reading for both types of energies, really. But I feel that you get out of your relationships in February, whatever you get out of them. But I do feel that the main thing about this reading is about coming to certain realizations more than anything, whether that's in being in a relationship or not. There is a realization here for a lot of you guys, and it's important because this is what's either going to allow you to move on to more fruitful relationships or allow you to build on the ones that you already have. Let's have a look at the advice. I think some of you guys, you definitely need this romance angel. So, Universe, Spirit, show me. What is the advice that you have for Cancerians, please? Someone in writing sign. Angels, what is the advice that you have for those born under the zodiac sign of Cancer for the month of February 2017? Show me. Oh, what is that? That's interesting. Someone from the past is returning to your life. That's interesting, isn't it? Let's have a look at what this says. Wow. This is why the expectation could be the Empress. I never see this as a reconciliatory card, but it's certainly a card that represents nurturing and growth in relationships. And that could be because you've been out of each other's life for a while. So maybe this is where the communicating your feelings is. Maybe the Eight of Swords means I've been cut off here. From a Page of Cups. Could be a fellow water sign, some of you guys. Oh, that's very interesting. Let's have a look. I mean, I could say how the reading could work with that, you know. But I don't want to make every reading about reconciliation is R. Right. This card indicates that an ex-lover may be re-entering your life, Cancerians. The first person you think of is likely who it will be. The purpose of this reconciliation is to achieve healing and closure with respect to your past. You will understand more about yourself and see your relationship patterns more clearly. You'll also take responsibility for the role you played in the relationship's drama, which will free you from the tyranny of unforgiveness. Reconciliations are ultimately about taking care of unfinished business. This card could also possibly mean making peace with a family member or friend. Each relationship is a sacred learning experience, so be open to this reunion's lessons and blessings. Ultimately, all healings help your love life and every part of your world. Well, I certainly, you know, this is a great card to come up for some of you guys. So if you have been looking for a reconciliation with someone, maybe this is why you've been waiting. 3 of Wands could be the energy of waiting here, as I've said. And therefore, you're expecting the Empress. Growth in a relationship after a certain period of time, maybe because you've been left out in the cold, or maybe because you went through a time of distance here. All right, you have been hoping to communicate based on the Ace of Cups, your feelings, how you feel, maybe for some of you guys here. All right, and there is in the immediate future the Lovers. The Lovers, as I've said, union, card of unions. All right, but what you're actually having in the immediate future is an opportunity here, and it's based on justice coming back together. This is definitely a reconciliation card when you get the Justice card. So potentially, yeah, reconciliations. Let's have a look at what else the angels are trying to tell you for the month of February, Cancer. Universe, Spirit, show me. Angels, what is the advice that you have for Cancerians in the month of February 2017? This is the healings from the angels, healings with the angels from Doreen Virtue. So what is the advice, angels, that you have for Cancerians in the month of February 2017? Show me. Manifestation, and we do have the Magician card here. Reconciliation is manifested, maybe. That's incredible. Manifestation. Let's have a look at this one. How interesting is this? You have manifested new opportunities and abundance. Know that you can experience these gifts right now. Your hoped for aspirations are on their way to you. They may arrive in a different fashion than you expected, but the rewards that you truly desire, such as feelings of peace, security and happiness, are manifested exactly as you requested. Ask your angels to help you have faith in your ability to manifest. With this faith, you and God can do anything. This is the process by which all thoughts transform into tangible form. First, they begin as an idea, born of divine sources. And this is what I said to you about the magician. This is definitely where we are, what we think about, we bring about. The idea and the feeling create the embryo of the manifestation. You nourish your newborn idea by believing in it and by following the step-by-step guidance that God and the angels give to you through your feelings, dreams and visions. And this is definitely a card of dreams and visions. And so this is the energy here in which you are. Some of you guys are initiating. Some of you might be looking to initiate new love here, potentially. But also it can be communicating your feelings. Maybe this is something you've been trying to manifest or work up to for some of you guys. So, reconciliations for some of you guys and manifesting your heart's desires for some of you guys there. Let's have a quick look at getting into the vortex. What do Abraham Hicks have to say for your love lives in the month of February 2017? Universe, Spirit, I'm speaking to you, Universe, expressly, using the Abraham Hicks getting into the vortex card. What is the advice that you have for Cancerians in the month of February for their love lives? What is the advice? What is the advice you have for Cancerians for their love lives in the month of February 2017? Show me. I'll envision the behaviour I desire to inspire. That's the card. And it says, if we were a parent or anyone wanting to inspire positive behaviour from another, we would do our personal vibrational work first. We would align with our source energy by envisioning the outcome we seek, same card as manifestation. Envisioning the outcome we seek and by holding those involved as positive objects of our attention. We would not allow any current unwanted behaviour to be the reason for our attention to them. Okay, so what we want to do, I feel what this card is saying, is that for your love lives, envision exactly is what it is that you want. I also feel that in a way that card is saying, what we do as people is we envision the type of outcome we want in a positive way. What we don't envision is for people to act in a certain way and to accept that type of behaviour. So if there is somebody around you, Cancerians, who is acting in a way that doesn't really make you feel uplifted or fulfilled or wanted or loved as a person, then really it's saying that you need to kind of move out of that energy, even if it's one or even two people. I know it's difficult and nobody wants to feel unwanted, but for some of you guys, if you are with a particular person, or maybe there's two people around you, something like that, and they're not making you particularly feel wanted, then really it's saying you need to envision the behaviour you desire to inspire. So you need to envision what it would feel like to be loved, and what it would feel like to be wanted, and what it would feel like to have somebody tell you that they care about you and treat you nicely. So if some of you guys feel that you're not being treated nicely by a certain person, then you need to kind of walk away from that and leave it. For some of you guys, there is reconciliation, maybe on the cards here. It's just come up from the angel cards. Someone from your past is returning to your life, potentially in February, could be early March. And also, again, this ties very much in this. If you're looking for new relationships, Cancer, then manifestation is ideal. Visualise the time. This is why we had the Magician. Some of you guys might be visualising here. The energies might be around visualisation. And that is initiating new love. Page of Swords is the card where, again, it's a card of manifestation, because it's where the ideas are born, is the Page of Swords. And you want to strike on those ideas in order to initiate new love. So for some of you guys, it could be about manifestation, manifesting new love as well. All right? But for some of you guys, as I've said in the reading, I feel that it might be with someone as well who's not treated you very well. Or alternatively, it's someone who potentially some of you guys have no interest in as well. But it's saying, you know what? In the outcome, in the overall outcome, the sun shines. The energies are around the sun. That is enlightenment. And that enlightenment gives you strength. Because the overall outcome, I feel, is a realisation that you're pushing for something and it's pushing too hard. I feel if you're in a relationship, it's fine because you want it to work. But I feel that if you've been with someone, it's not working. This is the realisation, really, with the Nine of Wands. It's not working because it's just too much hard work, really, with this card. Okay, and that's based on the Four of Swords. You've done a lot of thinking about this, or maybe this person is just not that interested. Just depends. But a very interesting reading, Cancerians, for the month of February 2017. I'd like to say thanks ever so much for choosing Carol's Universe for your February 2017 love reading. And yeah, I'll speak to you guys again in March. Take care.